Hello, viewers. So, for the last week, I've been talking a lot about the American presidential elections, and I've been talking about it because I feel it is consequential for everyone who's living on Earth. So, we've had a lot of discussion about it. I've not gotten to any kind of analysis regarding who should be winning and why they should be winning, or maybe I have, I don't really recall. I've really talked a lot about it. Some would say maybe too much, but I would like to conclude this topic for the time being. I will not want to go on talking about American presidential politics for the foreseeable future. And today marks the last video on this issue. Recently, I've made a video talking about every single American presidential election, and I've also talked about every single American president briefly. So please do check that video out. In today's video, I will talk about the most egregious talking point that has emerged in the aftermath of the American presidential elections in 2024. And that is what you see on your screen. So I don't want to bury the lead here. I am frequently made aware of this sentence, build your own Joe Rogan, which frankly does not make sense to me. Why would someone want to build their own Joe Rogan? So basically, one argument that has been frequently put forward in the media is one of the main reasons why Donald Trump won in 2024 was because of the attention he got from popular podcasts like that of Joe Rogan, which I have also alluded to in my video titled Podcast YouTube Elections. And I do believe that podcasts played a very important role in ensuring that Donald Trump won this time. But the assertion that one needs to build their own Joe Rogan is shockingly inaccurate. It's a mistake of epic proportions, because not only do you not need to build your own Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan previously did suggest that he was leaning towards the Democratic Party. But even as things stand today, when you want to believe that Joe Rogan has completely moved to the Republican side, even today, there are many competitors to Joe Rogan who exist in the media landscape who are firmly in the camp of the Democratic Party. So there are many people who are effectively the Democratic Party's Joe Rogan, if that makes sense, although it doesn't. But there are many people who are popular in the media and who have made no bones about the fact that they did not want Donald Trump to win. Now, if that is the case, if there are already media personalities who are very popular, who have strong following on the internet, then why do you need to build your own Joe Rogan? It really does not make sense. Now, some people have believed that maybe it's a numbers game. Maybe there are many Joe Rogans on the Republican side, so the few on the Democratic side are getting drowned out. So I made a back of the envelope calculation, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the 10 podcasts or YouTube channels that I found, which consistently took the pro-Trump stance before the elections. And I would also talk about 10 YouTube channels or podcasts which took the pro-Kamala Harris stance before the American presidential elections. And at the end of this video, we will compare the total number of subscribers that were pro-Trump and the total number of subscribers that were pro-Harris. So total number of subscribers for the pro-Trump channels and the total number of subscribers for the pro-Harris channels. So let's get into it. So again, not to bury the lead, Joe Rogan, who, let me remind you, endorsed Trump just on the eve of the elections. He did not endorse Trump throughout the process. He even invited Kamala Harris on his show, and who knows what would have happened if Kamala Harris had made an appearance on Joe Rogan's show. The assumption is that Joe Rogan was always this staunchly Republican person who had an agenda to ensure Harris lost, but that I don't really believe. And I think people who have seriously followed Joe Rogan throughout his storied journey to the top of the popularity charts will not believe that Joe Rogan had an agenda to defeat Kamala Harris. It is true that most of Joe Rogan's audience are Republican leaning and audience capture is a real thing. But I believe Joe Rogan is one of those people who does not get easily captured by his audience. But then that's just my belief. So without further ado, let's get into the pro-Trump YouTube channels and their subscriber counts. So Joe Rogan, as of recording this video, has 18.4 million subscribers on YouTube. And we'll only be considering YouTube here. We'll not be considering the other social media or Spotify in Joe Rogan's case, just YouTube. Joe Rogan on YouTube has 18.4 million subscribers. Ben Shapiro has 7.17 million subscribers. Dave Ramsey, who did a podcast with Donald Trump, has 4.3 million subscribers. Tucker Carlson has 3.36 million subscribers. Candace Owens has 3 million subscribers. Megyn Kelly, 2.93 million subscribers. Benny Johnson, 2.67 million subscribers. PBD podcast, which I believe was really the game changer this time around, apart from Joe Rogan. PBD podcast has 2.3 million subscribers. The All In podcast, which I believe was the first podcast Trump did, has only 712,000 subscribers. Now, of course, I have 712 subscribers as of recording this video, so I should not be calling it only, but All In podcast has 712,000 subscribers. 6 Feet Under Mark Calloway. Mark Calloway, for the uninitiated, is the person who played the character The Undertaker successfully in the World Wrestling Entertainment. So Donald Trump even went on The Undertaker's podcast, and The Undertaker has about 619,000 subscribers as of recording this video. So if you add them all together, the total subscribers for all these pro-Trump YouTube channels comes to about 45,461,000. Now let's move on to the pro-Harris camp. Or, if you are thinking that 45 million is a huge number and you need somebody on the Democratic side to be their Joe Rogan, which again, ironically was Joe Rogan himself when he was supporting the Democrats till 2024. But let's look at the people who are already popular and who have made no qualms about admitting that they wanted Kamala Harris to win. Let's look at who they are and how many subscribers they have on YouTube. So let's start with Jimmy Kimmel, who has 19.8 million subscribers on YouTube. So that's more than Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has 18.4 million. Jimmy Kimmel has 19.8 million subscribers. Then we have John Oliver, who has this wildly popular show on HBO, Last Week Tonight. John Oliver has 9.62 million subscribers on YouTube. Stephen Colbert, who has the Late Show on CBS. Stephen Colbert has 9.58 million subscribers on YouTube. The Young Turks, or TYT for short, has 6.08 million subscribers. Seth Meyers, who has the show on NBC Late Night. Seth Meyers has 4.82 million subscribers on YouTube. Bill Maher, who has the show Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. Bill Maher has 2.8 million subscribers on YouTube. David Pakman of the David Pakman Show has 2.65 million subscribers on YouTube. Kyle Krinsky of the Secular Talk YouTube channel has 1.36 million subscribers on YouTube. Robert Reich, a very famous politician who was, I believe, Labour Secretary under Bill Clinton, and I really like his videos. Robert Reich has 914,000 subscribers on YouTube. Sam Harris, who has perhaps the best voice on YouTube, has 711,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're not very good at mathematics, you'll need me to do the calculation. So the pro-Trump subscriber count was 45,461,000, and the pro-Harris subscriber count, if you just take the channels I mentioned, and this is by no means an exhaustive list, there are many other channels which are both pro-Trump and pro-Harris, but you just look at this list, then on this list, pro-Harris subscriber count goes to 58,337,000. It really exposes the egregious nature of this argument that one needs to build their own Joe Rogan. The simple solution would have been for Kamala Harris to accept Joe Rogan's invitation and appear on his show. It may not have made a difference, but it was worth making that effort. The decision to not appear really did not resonate with many people. And it's very easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, which of course I have explained the meaning of the phrase. And people have pointed at various different possible explanations why Donald Trump won. Some people have suggested misogyny, that Americans are deeply misogynistic, so they will never vote for a female president. It's been more than 200 years now, they've never had a female president. So that is one explanation people have decided to openly talk about. Then there are suggestions that the broken immigration system was the main issue. There are suggestions that global factors like inflation, which is existing all over the world and has hampered democratically elected governments all over the world, was also a factor which was largely something nobody could do anything about. So there is an element of nihilism that is existing on the defeated side this time around, but I believe that in a good, powerful democracy, there is always an opportunity for the person who is, or the political party who is not in power, to focus on the reality around them and understand how they can build themselves back up. The enormity of defeat, or sometimes is in my opinion, sometimes is actually a blessing in disguise, because if you lose a lot, then you are left with not much to lose. So you can just focus on improvement. So with this, I will not talk about American politics for the foreseeable future. Hopefully, I'll go back to what we were usually talking about. And thank you for joining me on this video today. Take care. Bye bye. And as always, please don't forget to be awesome.